Hang out is live! Welcome to Retro Roleplaying. Everybody who may or may not be watching, I am Nicholas Skinner, the co-founder of Skinner Games. We are here with two of our players. Hopefully, one or two more will show up eventually, but we'll go ahead and get started without them. But we actually have some announcements. Wow! Some like actual legitimate stuff to bring up before we play our game. For those who have been watching us for a while, you know that we have a website, and we usually link it in the description below our videos. But we also have set up a Ko-Fi page, which allows those who appreciate the things that we do, to donate some money for us to continue to do live streams, so that we can buy games, as well as materials to do art stuff. So those who have watched us for a while and have checked out our website know that we produce maps for gaming, as well as write articles periodically and do stuff like that. That stuff isn't necessarily cheap, so it'd be nice if we could get a little bit of overhead from fans. We also have a DriveThruRPG store where we sell our maps and do things like that. So go ahead and take a look at Skinner Games. Once again, our website is skinnergames.weebly.com if you aren't checking the description below. But the link to our Ko-Fi is both on our webpage and in the description. It's just $3. It's not like a Patreon where you're getting money drawn every month. It's just $3, pretty much the price of a cup of coffee. So if you guys could go there and donate, that would be super fantastic. Also, we do our other show, the 5-minute reviews, where we just sit down and talk about a game in 5 minutes or less. Sometimes. The last few have been kind of long. They've been 6 minutes or 7, just because they've had a little bit more stuff I've wanted to talk about. But that's it for my announcements. And then we'll go ahead and talk about the game we were playing tonight. So the last couple times we have played D6 Star Wars. We have failed at playing D6 Star Wars. But you can go and take a look at that. We are playing within the same campaign setting for Star Wars, but we're actually going to be playing this. This is White Star by James Spahn. This game is fantastic, and even though I have the printed copies here, the White Star and the White Star Companion, which expands it with some new classes and some other new fun material, the version we'll be playing is actually the Galaxy Edition, which you can get on digital sources now, and it's in print also. So here that is. The cover actually looks better in person. It's all crappy and washed out on the screen. But it's a great 0.5 edition update, I would say, to this game. It gives you some more classes yet again, kind of streamlines the system a little bit more, adds some newer things like character backgrounds, tells you what like home planet you're from, whether it's a high gravity planet or a low gravity planet, gives some more species that can use psionic powers and things like that. So it's a fantastic update. It's quite a bit bigger than the original one. One of these days I will own a physical copy because that game is just fantastic. I have, like I said, the hardbound of this one. I also have a softbound of this core book, and then the companion. And the Galaxy Edition takes what's in the companion, integrates it into the basic game, and then adds some more awesome stuff. So what the game is, it's an OSR game, so it's a D20 based game in the old school Renaissance stuff. It takes the white box stuff, if you've seen that, and puts it into a sci-fi setting. The setting allows you to play lots of different things. You can even play a Transformer. You can play a reformed Borg. Essentially, they call them different things because copyright, but you can play a Jedi or anything. Whatever you want to do as far as a sci-fi game is concerned, you can facilitate it with White Star. It is a brilliant, brilliant game, and I hope we do it justice in the next couple of months as we play this. We're going to run Retro Roleplaying a little bit different this year than we did last year, where we were playing a new game like every stinking month. That was really rough. So we're going to slow it down a little bit to hopefully show everybody the highlights of the system a little bit better. Because I don't think one session really does credit to a lot of the stuff that we were playing. Because some of the stuff you need to see a little bit more, I think. But we'll go ahead and start playing. So the last time that we played in the D6 Star Wars, or to begin with, our crew was on one particular planet. They picked up a cargo of medicine to ship to another one. They encountered a woman. Her name was Callus. She's a raven-haired lady whose eyes are close to purple, but she has pale skin and has a very forceful personality. She talked our resident face, our fop, into allowing her to board their ship, and she paid some fare. And on their way to the planet to deliver the medicine, they were attacked by an unknown assailant. Their ship was damaged. They crash landed in a starport, and their ship was horrendously damaged more, like the back half practically broke off. They also lost some cargo, so now they are shipless and in debt to the people who paid for the medicine, but they are also looking for a way to fix their ship. So they accepted a bounty to do so, and they are looking for a Rhodian named Chordak, who is a notorious gun runner. So for 400 credits, and hopefully not a death sentence, they have accepted this bounty and are looking for this guy. So the last session, they went into another part of this planet, Tanalore 7, and they entered into the Rusty Spanner, a kind of broken down backwater cantina that was really kind of filthy and dirty, and the Thorian wasn't even at the counter when they walked in. But he let them know that Chordak hasn't been seen around the parts for a while, but the best people to probably talk to find out more information about him was a gang whose name he couldn't remember, but kind of remembered the location they were headed in. So he gave the planetary coordinates of this gang for our players to go talk to. Now, the ship, I believe, they tried to fly in its somewhat wrecked condition. It is not space-worthy, but they managed to scrape it together to be relatively flyable, and landed in the secondary spaceport, where two of the characters remained on board to try and do what repairs they could with whatever they had, while our FOP and the cyborg captain went to go talk and gather some information. And that's where we will pick up, where our characters are meeting together once again to discuss what their next move is. So they are after Chordak, and they are trying to find out some more information from this local gang. So we will introduce the characters that are here. Okra Simsim, introduce yourself. Your mic is off, by the way, Tim.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Am I good? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, this time around, my character is a two-fisted technician, sort of a tech junkie. Doesn't really do much. He's really good with wrenches and building things on the fly. That's kind of his specialty. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. He basically hangs around on the ship and just tinkers with stuff on his time off. And then when they go running around, if it's a piece of technology, he's usually the one who holds on to it and plays around with it, stares at it. That's
right,
pretty much
he
it.
is also a Duros, is the race that you chose for him in D6 Star Wars. So the races don't really work that way in this game per se. It's more class-based, and then one place on top of it to make, like, you know, a race per se. That's kind of what your background is for, more or less. It's kind of say, I'm this thing, and then you are that thing. There are side classes in the Galaxy Edition that are alien-based classes, like the Alien Brute and some other stuff. But it's not Saga Edition player who's your fix your stats and blah blah blah, like a normal D20 game is. So it's a little different that way. But you are still a Duros. No, there's no specific stats for it. So, and our other character is Nils Tursu. who is currently in discussion.
I forgot my last name.
Well, there you go. I wrote it down. One of the few things I did write down from like the previous 3 sessions.
Yes, aristocrat. Basically useless.
And all right, all your best skills were like in dueling and fencing and
Dueling, fencing, and surprisingly good at repairing things for some reason.
yeah, I think you had more technical skill than like the captain did in the last version of the game you were playing.
Yeah, that was like the default skill set of the aristocrat from that setting.
Yeah, I know. They didn't suck.
They had a lot of repair skills for an aristocrat.
Well, it's Star Wars, man. They went to school, you know.
Well, in this setting, I went to school and learned how to shoot a laser pistol. So, I went to a boarding/military academy.
Yeah. Okay. So our captain is currently the player for our captain is currently not here. So that makes things a little awkward. He is Dirk Bodega, a cyborg captain with a bit of a lisp. So,
I have to give him props for using the lisp the whole time.
No, he's really pretty.
Irritating. He's selling it.
He is selling it. He's doing a really good job. Okay, so hopefully I hear back from him eventually, and I figure out whether or not he's been sick lately. All of us have practically been sick. I've been sick for like 2 weeks. My kids keep getting me ill. I know Tim is sick, so if he's coughing in somebody's ear, apologies for our illnesses. But we've decided to play anyway. Okay.
Can't catch them.
I've actually been sick since mid-December. I have not gotten better yet.
Weak sauce, dude. I've been like up and down, but my kids keep getting me sick anyway. Like I'm feeling better, and all of a sudden I'm like, crap, I suck. This time I actually had to get medicated. Yay.
For me, it started with a sore throat, and then it was the flu, and then it was another sore throat, and then I'm getting over
Bummer. Okay. So the captain, Dirk, and Nils are now approaching the ship. Drawbridge lowers as you guys walk in, and Okra and Khajiit, who is a cat person, I can't remember the race we agreed that she was now, because all the Star Wars races, my nerd knowledge has just like failed miserably lately. This is what happens when you decide to like spend other time in other places. What was she? I have like 4 of the images in my head, and I can see their names. I can't see them clearly enough.
She was some sort of cat person.
Yeah, there was one specific.
She was a Horanzi.
No, I think it was a Tagorian. That they don't exist in Star Wars. A Tagorian does though, and they're a cat person.
No, she has it written down here. It's a Horanzi, a cat. Yeah, it was on that big giant chart of races on the D6 system.
I see it. I've never heard of that one before. That's why I don't know. Kassa. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. All right. Cool. So there you go. Horanzi, not Tagorian. Okay.
So this time around, she'll be playing a deep space explorer. She's just trying to get our son back to bed right now.
No, that's fine. Well, we'll deal with what happens when people show up. Okay, so you guys have had your little discussion in the bar and have now shown up on the ship. The ship has been broke to crap, and Okra and Khajiit come down to give you guys a briefing on how the ship appears. So currently, even though you've flown it a little bit just to see, what's happened. So, Okra, how does it look? What would you say to your captain were he in front of you?
Technobabble. In other words, you need to find a, spaceport to get it fixed, because technobabble.
Well dedicated. Okay, he approaches you and says, "We have some information on our bounty, and we have to go further north, but I don't think the ship is going to last that long."
Well, let's bang on it with a hammer.
That may or may not work, but we need to go get some money.
Well, I can see if I can scrounge some parts from the engine. Things that we can temporarily do without. That should get us some money.
But we might need your help as we go. We were going to go talk to a lot of gang people. What do you think, Niels?
I think I don't like walking.
It's okay to get your boots dirty. We do have a speeder in the back.
Yeah, just be careful. There's a problem with its fuel line. I've been trying to look for a way to patch it, but haven't been able to do much.
Kind of a bit of a defeated look that says,
well, the best thing I have to fix is just a strip of cloth. I mean, I have to get actual synth rubber to get that fixed. So if you're going to take it around town anytime soon, make sure that you fill it up both ways, going out and coming back.
well, hopefully we don't explode, but you're coming with us in case it needs to be fixed.
Oh, do I have to?
Here. Yes. It's an order from your captain.
Yeah, I suppose I can't argue with that.
Because you stay here and try to fix what's going on with the ship.
Shouldn't that be my job?
Better about eating junk food.
She has just as much technical skill as you do.
Probably not even for that.
All right.
I'd really like not to die in that thing. Okay, Okra Niels, let's get in the speeder.
I'll have to draw it. I mean, I can draw. I can draw whatever. I know. These right here would work.
Okay, so you guys mount in your ship, get in the speeder, and you take off. And as I described this planet before, it is kind of an arid planet. It's lush, kind of near the equator, and the trees kind of slack off eventually as it goes off. But the patch that you guys have apparently been sent to, as you speed along in your path, there is a clear road, but it is amongst the trees. Eventually, the trees kind of get shorter down and die, and you're just speeding over what look like salt flats. Eventually, you start to see in the distance bright colors, and it looks like there are stacks that are spewing liquid into the air. And the further you go, the warmer it's starting to get. And you come across a bunch of pools of liquid that seem to be brightly colored pools. You see some mud pots. It's this very active kind of volcanic area. You guys haven't been sprayed by any of the geysers that are obviously flowing, but you can feel the heat kind of coming off of them as you go. Eventually, as you continue, you begin to see bits of what appear to be somewhat civilized life. You'll see droids periodically mining certain things, and you'll see not sand crawlers, but equivalent monstrosities in the distance, where droids appear to be buzzing in and out of. They're collecting minerals, it appears, of some kind. in these hot pots and other things. They're harvesting and they're doing stuff. At this rate, you're a few miles outside of town. The fuel line. Let's see if anything happens with my new two-sided die from the Wizard die set that Polyhero Dice made, which is fantastic. I'm really looking forward to their. Oh, that's bad for you guys. Set of rogue dice that are coming out. That's what I'm looking forward to. He's cramming it. Okay. So you had a 50-50 chance of having the fuel line work, and I rolled the bad 50. So as you guys are cruising along and what's no longer an actual road, your fuel line breaks off, boom, and starts spraying liquid all over the place. And you guys settle down into the sand. Kind of rough, but not too bad. And have to hoof it the rest of the way, or figure out how to fix this machine. And it's muddy. I know, and it's muddy.
Tell him, Nolan.
So what's the plan?
Walk. How much farther is it?
It doesn't appear to be that much farther. Less than a mile.
No, maybe we can bum a ride off that. Steal that guy's ride.
No, just drag the ship along. Come on.
You're gonna pull a speeder.
Repulsors still work, right? We just have no propulsion. So if the repulsors still work, we can just pull it.
I was gonna say, guess who cares?
You are the mechanic. You could try and fix it.
Okay, then I'm going to roll a d6.
Okay.
Because field modification, I can spend 1 round modifying, lets you know. Bang on it with a hammer is a skill of mine. I can attempt to make some slapshot repairs, temporarily forcing the object to work for another 1d6 rounds. After that, I have to make a saving throw. If I fail, the item permanently breaks and cannot be repaired. Okay, so here's my roll. This is going to work for only 12 more seconds, or however long a round is.
I believe around was 10 seconds.
Alright. So this will work for 2 rounds if I get this fixed. So
Sweet. It's like half a minute. But it's speeds, you know, they go quite fast. So
yep.
Try and find there's
I can cover an extra quarter mile that way.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Okay, let's do. Okay, saving throw.
Just so he doesn't have to walk.
This is just to avoid it breaks. So, what kind of saving throw do I need to make?
Just there is only the one.
All right. Now, what
so on your character sheet should be a saving throw number. So you roll your d20, and if you get over that number, you're good to go.
20.
Well, what's the number that I need to clear?
It's in your character. What were you again?
The D20.
Okay. I rolled a natural 18.
You probably got it. What was your actual class again?
Two-fisted technician.
That's in the Galaxy book. Yeah, this one. There are tons of classes in the new Galaxy edition. It's like
yes,
double.
Yes, there are.
Robot. Star Knight. Improved. And they're not necessarily in order. Did you see? Do you know where your saving throw is?
For my class?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the table for it. I'm not sure which one I'm looking at.
It's ST. It's usually on the far right.
Oh, ST, there it is. 14, because we're level 1.
Yeah, so you passed your fun. Yeah. Okay, so you're good to go. So major saving throw. What does that do again? You just read it. But...
Oh, I basically can jury rig a thing that breaks down, and I can make it work for a couple extra rounds. If I fail the saving throw afterward, then the item is broken. But if I clear it, then it'll still work. But
Okay, that's cool.
Only another couple of rounds.
Right. So it's not irreparable currently. Oh, come on. Just scroll, stupid iPad.
Like, I can jury rig it to work for a little bit longer, but then after that, I pretty much just need to sit down and fix it until it's fixed. After that.
Right.
If I fail the save, then the item is broken and can't be fixed.
Yes, I see. Cool. Okay. All right. Okay, so you guys go for another quarter mile. Your speeder does break down again, but it's not completely irreparable. You do, although, have to and walk in the mud and salt. So what do you guys want to do? Do you want to try and drag your speeder behind you? Do you want to do something else? What's the plan here?
Well, I think it's a good idea.
Which part?
Dragging it behind us?
Hmm.
It's only got to be like a half a mile. It's not that far.
Nolan, what is your...
I just started walking.
Okie dokie. Okay then. Okay, so you guys start walking through these mud flats. It's pretty grimy. It's pretty slow going. As you step, your foot kind of sinks into the soft ground a few inches, and every time you bring your foot up, it makes that sucking sound. Every time you step down, you can feel your legs getting just covered in muck and dirt and grime as you walk. And it's a hot day, and the sun is evaporating some of the water off. The water from the geysers sprays on you periodically from the distance as kind of the wind blows. You're getting salty and just sweaty and gross. Your clothes start sticking as you go along. I need you guys to make me a saving throw. Okay, what are your results?
I got a 17.
Okay.
6.
Okay. Okay, so
I swoon, apparently.
all right. Well,
Is that the word?
you didn't do as bad as the captain. Dirk rolled a 3. So, hold on one second. Where was I? Looking at this one. Okay, so the only one who is not caught by surprise is Okra, as he sees a giant claw kind of come out of the mud, and this bug form, this carapace, hard and almost metal-like, shakes the mud off of its back and gets a free attack on both the captain and the fop. As his dark eyes glint in the sun. Nils, what is your AC?
7.
7?
Well, are we doing descending or ascending?
Ascending. I never do descending. I hate descending.
That's the other one. I don't know. Light armor. I did descending.
Is that 11, 12? No, you should know if there's ever an option to go ascending, we do ascending. I hate descending armor class.
I'm old school.
I know, but I hate that crap. I like doing all the other stuff. I hate descending armor class.
What's your Seiko?
Holy
What's your Seiko?
No. Nope. Never made sense to me. I get the math. That part makes sense. Why go negative? I don't understand. So it's 10 plus whatever the bonus is. It's the opposite of what you do. So
12 then.
Okay. So the claw attack, as you notice it, at last minute you manage to kind of roll with the punch, but it scrapes against your armor. But you don't take any immediate damage, just some light bruising. You'll feel it tomorrow, but you're good to go. Dirk. That was 2. And the other one also, this claw attack also misses. There's only the one. There wasn't another one. But we will roll for initiative now, which is a d6, because this is an old school game, not a d20. And we will have you each roll a d6 instead of doing a group d6, or group initiative, because it's actually kind of odd. Seems weird. Okay, so we have Nils, we have Dirk, and we have Okra of the bug. Okay. Okay, so Nils, what was your AC or your initiative?
Mine?
Yes.
2.
Dirk got a 5. Okra.
6.
Woo! Roll again. Okra.
I roll again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 4.
Just so you were going before the bug, and then the bug goes after you. You type it. Okay. Okay, so Okra, since you were not caught by surprise, you are able to act as the bug kind of has taken swipes at your teammates. It is your turn to fight back.
Oh, she's opposed.
All right.
Don't do that. I need you to be this way. Okay, so you roll a d20, add whatever you have to total hit bonus, and then hopefully you beat his armor class, and then roll for damage.
Okay. Wow, high rolls again. Okay, so I rolled an 18
Nice.
to hit.
Okay, what are you using to attack him with?
Okay, I'm using a laser pistol.
Okay. So you fire your pistol, pew! Except it probably makes a more intimidating sound than that. And it strikes the front of his carapace, and you see a chunk kind of spray off into the distance. And you can roll for damage.
Body.
All right.
The structure down. Worrying about shit.
Okay, let's see. Damage roll. Damage roll total is 3.
Okay. All right. So the bug, he's a little angry, chitters, but he's still up and kicking around. And that makes it his turn. And in retaliation, he will attack you. He will go for your leg. Because I have this new fun 12-sided die. This little Kickstarter here. Because I've been going crazy with Kickstarters lately. There's been so many good ones.
Shop there?
Yeah, no. You can get right. Where is it? There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Bummer.
That's good. Yeah. They also have a neck shot, a head shot, left, right arms, shoulders. It's pretty good. I like this die. And it's like super fatty by comparison. So here's like, normal side, and it's pretty good. Anyway, so he goes for your leg, your chin, left shin, and tries to clamp you with his claw. I believe I rolled a 12. What was your armor class? Okra?
Are we doing ascending or descending?
Always ascending. Always, always, always. I know for you guys who love old school games.
Is it ascending or descending?
Like Nolan, ascending. Always ascending. It's just so much easier. Makes things so much faster. Nobody has to look at a table. Nobody has to do that much math. It's just, does this number beat that number?
It's ascending.
It is ascending. It's loftier.
Okay, so do I have a base number to go with, or
10 plus whatever armor you have.
oh, all right.
And then if you have a dexterity score that's high enough.
No, my dexterity score is garbage.
Well, since this is an old school game, your dexterity score has to be like 17 or 18 for you to actually like get something most of the time.
All right. Okay, so armor is 14.
Oh, but good. Okay, so yours is 14. Eric's Nils had 12. Okay. Okay. So he actually misses the bug. You're too aware of his presence as he goes to try and clamp around you with his claws. You sidestep him and are able to evade. That makes it Dirk's turn. So Dirk will use his laser rifle to fire, and creature moves quick enough that as he takes aim and fires, it just rebounds off his metallic-looking carapace and shoots off into the distance. And that makes it Nils' turn.
I attack.
What are you attacking with?
The bug?
No, with.
Oh, laser pistol.
Okay.
I have a 19 plus 1.
Nice. So you definitely hit him. That's such close range, though.
Ooh. And I did 8.
8. Okay. As he continues to assault your party, your noble blood has been brought to bear. You're affronted, insulted by this dirty creature's attempt to touch you. And you shoot him right in the eye. Boom! And he drops. Blasts out the back of his head.
Nice. Oh, the guy.
Tasty.
But over the sound of the now ceasing of the chittering of this creature, you begin to hear this kind of high-pitched whine in the distance. And it seems to be coming closer and closer.
Well, I'm not staying here.
A mechanical one or a natural one?
At this distance, you're not quite sure. But it is approaching quickly.
Well, you can't exactly run away.
What's the plan?
Stay here till it gets here.
That's fine. I just needed to have an official plan, because you guys could have tried to hide behind a geyser spout, which I wouldn't necessarily say is advisable, but there's options. Anyway, okay, so you guys just kind of like hang out on your busted speeder, or no, yeah, you guys took off walking. Okay, so you're gonna hang out on top of this corpse, and wait and see what happens. So as you guys look off into the distance towards the sound, you see this kind of dust kind of kick up in the distance, kind of settle down as whatever this is seems to enter into the mud flats, and they reach you pretty quickly. You don't have to wait too long, and you see that it is a number of swoops that are going at breakneck speed over the top of the mud flats, and they circle you once, not necessarily at high altitude, just their swoops that kind of sit low on the ground, but as high as swoops can go off the mud, and they're spraying mud everywhere, all over you guys, and they kind of settle down, and there are 4 of them. So you see a where's my mouse? You see a Rhodian, which is kind of the one you're after, but doesn't look like him. So it's the bug guys, the antennas that Han toasts. You see one is an Advos, which they have sort of the skin tone of a humanoid, kind of yellowy. They have the big yellow eyes and this kind of big horn that sticks out of their big knobby forehead. He is a large Advos, so he's nice and broad with big armor. There is also a what's the one? Those guys. I remember the name. Deveronian, there you go. The Devilmen, who have the sharp pointy teeth, the reddish tinted skin, and they have the 2 horns that come up off their head. He is always smiling as he kind of puts his swoop down next to you guys. Kind of reclines a little bit on the edge of it, but has his blaster obviously pointed at you. And then the last one is a human who has a helmet on. You can see through the bottom of his face that he is human, or appears to be human. He is also heavily armored. They all kind of seem to be a bit patchworked, but they do have a single, seems to be a single corresponding scheme that is a kind of silver metallic armor, even though it looks all different pieces. Looks like they've spray painted it. And on one shoulder is a field that is a black and yellow checkerboard with the head of a silver bird of prey on it, kind of staring at you guys. And the Deveronian, who's reclining and acting very nonchalant and relaxed, as is their tendency, says, "What are you doing here?"
I tell them.
And he kind of chuckles a bit once you tell him about the bounty on Chordak. And Seems more than slightly amused. We have been looking for Chordak for quite a while. What is it that you want? Just the bounty?
Yeah.
The money, right?
I
Well,
will tell you what. If you can find Chordak before we do, we will pay you 800 credits. But we want him alive.
Oh, not
He
sure.
will
I'm
not be for long once we have him. He has cheated us too many times.
I accept their generous offer.
You seem like you can handle yourself in a bit of a battle. How about you prove yourself to us? Prove your worth. Are you opposed to this plan?
well, what do we have to lose?
What was that?
What do we have to lose?
It is not about losing, it is about gaining. You'll see that creature you sit on. They have been infesting the area for a while. We have more important things to worry about. But if you can bring us evidence that you have defeated 5 more of such creatures, we will reward you.
Yep. Seems easy enough. I don't know. What do you think, boss?
Easier than what we were gonna do.
Great! These are the mud flats. They are all over. You seem to follow our road. You know where we go. Find us when you are done. He kind of whistles a little bit, and the rest of the gang turns their suits back on and take off into the sunset. Not really the sunset, but they take off back to their base and leave you in the flats.
We could find him.
Oh, you stumbled on one. He doesn't really care how you find him, as long as you find him. Analyze your surroundings. Look. Perhaps you can find a clue as to where they might be hiding and what they are, other than just giant buggy things.
Well, let's keep walking.
I'm asking for a plan.
I'm still going after Chordak.
Okay. So not to hunt the bugs?
Well, if we find them, then sure. I can do both.
Okay. Well, where do you tend to go next after the Chordak thing?
I don't know, the way we were going.
Well, you were going to go talk to the gang, and they showed up and said that they didn't know where he was either. If they did, that they would have probably murdered him already. But they did task you, and with a higher bounty to deliver him alive to them, as opposed to the Imperial authorities. But you did also get more information from the Ithorian that you talked to originally, who said that he spent some time, out in the wood. Nobody quite knows where he is in there. People have looked. You do have a ship that is sort of flight worthy. But a speeder that really isn't.
We can get it fixed.
Eventually, yeah. I mean, it's not like you guys are totally broke. You do have some spending money to go do things, but...
Yeah, but we still have to get
You
back
do
to
owe...
town.
Yeah.
Can't stay here. We'd have to get it towed or something.
Right. Well, I said your spaceship is still relatively flight worthy, just not space worthy, and it can't go very high.
Again, we still have to get back to town to do that.
Well, no, you have somebody in the ship.
That's true.
You have a crew member who can come and get you guys. That's my point. Assuming Lydia is actually still sitting next to you, Tim.
Yeah, she is. She's just off camera.
That's fine. I figured.
Well, might as well come and get us then, because this is a dead end.
Okay. So, are you going to call?
Yes.
How do I come get you? Do I have another?
Is there another speeder in the ship that she can use to come get us?
No, but it did say she could fly the ship. The ship is more or less able to be flown. You just can't, like, go over the mountains or, you know, over too high over the tree line. You know, it's somewhat flight worthy. Just you don't want to be taking it all over to, like, run your, you know, grocery runs or anything like that. Quick trips back and forth, you can manage to certain things, but it's just not in great shape. Okay, so you guys make your call. It's chugging, wine, crashing as it.
What?
And you don't notice any of the other bugs pop up as she lands or anything like that. But you guys are able to recover your speeder, stow it in the cargo deck, and load yourselves up, kind of get cleaned off, and figure out a destination. Where do you guys decide you want to go?
I don't know, we don't really have any.
You want to go back to the rest?
Who are we hunting?
More bugs. He wants us to
inside.
kill more bugs.
Yeah, I know that, but who are we hunting? I wasn't here for any of that.
Oh. What was the name of the guy we were looking for? I don't remember.
His name was Chordak, and he's a notorious gun runner. The Imperials are looking for, but this gang, the Iron Falcons, you have come across are willing to pay double what the Imperials did because he cheated them out of the deal.
Okay.
And we need to kill 5 bugs. We fought 1 bug. They want us to kill 5 more. And then we collect on some money.
Out in the wilderness, you guys should have brought me.
Nope,
Well, you're here now.
We went back to the ship to go get you.
No, she flew the ship out to get you guys.
Okay. I can't think straight right now.
That's okay. So the ship is out in the mud flats where you guys are, and you've loaded up your speeder, and you guys are trying to come up with a game plan.
Well,
So are we going to hunt the bugs first and do some work there, and then
we
take them
probably
back
should,
to...
but we probably should also use the ship to hunt the bugs. The ship has armor and
Does that
probably
mean correct?
have weapons. Are there actual weapons on the ship, or is it just a...
Well, some of your weapons are still offline. But no, you have. I think you have one laser cannon or something that was operational left. You have no missiles. You have nothing else. Your shields are kind of cropped out.
Fun.
But you guys have your
well,
personal weapons, and with your ship, you've got at least some protection in case you've got to like run helter-skelter back and close the ramp after you.
We should go bug hunting and use the ship to kill it.
Sounds good to me.
That's your plan.
It seems pretty easy. And the best way to take out a bug is with fire.
Yeah. I don't know. Some guy tried to do that in England lately and set his flat on fire, so less good. So what's your plan to find these bugs?
What? I'm going to ask the lady.
One at a time. What?
Lady, how do you find bugs? Maybe if we flew really quick, they'll splatter on our spaceship windshield, then we just scrape them off with a shovel.
Except the bugs are as big as you.
Then we have to fly really, really fast.
There's specific skills that I'm supposed to look at, or I just look at this stuff.
Just that.
Let me read.
So what's the plan? What's happening?
I was looking at my character and see if I had any sort of tracking abilities, but not really.
Well, you're an explorer. You go and you find stuff, but you don't actively track things.
Well, then let's just pick a direction and start walking.
Worked last time. So is that the plan? It's just to start walking in a random direction?
Don't lose the ship.
We need a plan. We need a plan.
I don't know what we noticed about the last one popping up. Nothing.
I don't know. You guys haven't said you were looking. I mean, other than that, you didn't look when you were walking, which isn't the point. Nobody has examined what's been happening. Like, this bug showed up, you shot it, some guy showed up. Like, nobody's looking at anything. There's no touching. There's no exploring.
I mean, there was some geysers, but I'm not sure that has anything to do with it.
Well, maybe. I mean, what's the proximity to it? Like, was it trying to drink from the geyser? Like, questions.
I thought it was under the mud, and as we approached, it popped up.
Is the dead bug still nearby?
Yeah, you guys haven't really left.
Could I use my xenobiology ability where if I encounter a creature, I can make a saving throw and figure out a few things out about it?
Yeah.
Even though it's already dead?
Well, you still encountered it, did you not?
Well, I wasn't there when the bug was
You
alive.
are now, though. Well, that doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't specifically say alive, does it? It just says when you encounter a new creature.
What, do I make a D20?
Think how much you could learn from dissecting.
Yeah, see? Its brains are already all over the floor. It's got big gaping holes in it from the blast.
I got 20.
Nat 20.
Nice. It may not be a 20, but hang on, let me take a look. Let's see if it's in this book. Did I already have it pulled up on my iPad? This is why I need to get a printed book. I don't have one yet. It's easier to look things up than trying to scroll through your iPad. What page is that on?
My xenobiology?
The book is on page 54.
All right. Okay. Xenobiology. Saving throw to identify basic characteristics of that beast. Yes. So obviously you roll natural 20, you succeed. Okay, so we will go to the bug Save my spots.
What is that shell? It's got a thorax, an antennae.
Yes, it has all of those things. Okay, so as you take a closer look at this bug, you noticed that the metallic-looking carapace that you saw before isn't actually metal, but it is a bunch of mineral deposits. So it needs to have a high source of minerals around it for it to be making this armor around itself. From what you can tell, this particular specimen appears to be a soldier type. That it appears to be highly aggressive, but it doesn't look like it is anything that is super advanced. It's really just a basic grunt. What else? Also, for it to be out here all alone seems fairly questionable.
Makes sense. It's a bug. Bugs live in hives.
Yeah, we don't want to stumble on the whole hive, though.
I could probably rig up a tactical nuke.
There are no nukes in Star Wars.
Fuel cells.
It needs minerals. Where are we?
Mud flats.
In Yellowstone. So what's the plan?
Let's go bug hunting.
Okay.
You know what? You know what?
That's great, but what's the more specific plan?
Okay. Maybe I can rig up like a big giant bug zapper.
Be serious. We need to find a place with mineral deposits.
This is me being serious. We set up a giant bug zapper. We get close, we turn it on.
It's pretty funny. They're very,
No. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Like I'm not playing this game either.
Or we could hop in the ship and fly around till we find a place where it seems like these things would live.
We don't know if they can shoot at us.
They're bugs.
Yeah, some bugs bit.
Have you not watched Starship Troopers?
No, I haven't.
Giant bugs blow these blue corrosive balls of plasma.
Well,
out
when
their
you guys
bums.
when you guys were fighting it, did it shoot at you?
I don't know. We killed it pretty quick.
Yeah, the cartoon of it. Pretty good.
I basically blew a hole in its carapace, and then the other guys finished it off by making the hole bigger.
Well, I say we hop in the ship so that we have a little bit of height and we fly till we find a place where it looks like these bugs would hang out to get their mineral carapaces.
Yeah. Good enough. What do you say, boss?
Sounds like a good plan to me. I got nothing else.
That was actually pretty good.
Nils, what do you think?
He's walking.
Let's just make sure we don't all die.
Aristocrat. Oh.
Yeah, my goal is to outlive all of you because I pretty much can.
Slightly grumpy mood. Okay, so you guys,
What?
What?
after deliberating and fixing all the stuff that you can fix from the outside, you lift off into the air. And even though it takes a while for you to find what you think might be a suitable area, you begin to see at one point the ground periodically kind of shift and move. That looks like something underneath might be moving. You don't see any signs of the actual bugs. The map, as you guys have been circling around, have been moving. You find groups of. You flew over a number of geysers that kind of rocked your ship a bit as it hit you, but around that area there was a mounting mud cone, and no, sorry, excuse me. You didn't see any of the bugs, but you did see a bunch of dark holes from the knowledge that you have gained, or it could be a series of caves, or it could be just anything else. You didn't see any bugs in there, so if there were, they may not be there anymore. But that's what you have sitting before you. So you can try and hunt down the ones that you see on the ground, or whatever it is under the ground. Could be worm, could be anything else. It's talking as you assume, because that is what you were looking for. Or what might appear to be a cave that they have created. So what is your choice?
Well, I still like my bug zapper idea. It could totally work.
A giant Tesla coil. Zap.
The planet's sunny enough, we could probably make it solar powered.
Yes. What's the literal actual plan, though? Maybe planning, talking, planning. Playing the game.
Well, I already gave my idea. Unless you guys can come up with something better.
Randomly shoot at the ground.
Except don't we need evidence that we killed the things?
Yeah, we'll pick up the
Yes.
bodies after. We could dangle one of us, not me, from a wire.
Tickle him
And
with his bug zapper.
then when they try to eat one of us, the rest of us
Not
pull
me.
them up on the wire as quickly as possible and shoot them with laser cannons.
I already don't like the sound of where this is going.
Laser cannon. You only have the one that actually works, remember?
Laser cannon. Volunteers?
At the ground, maybe we'll bring him up. Maybe.
Volunteer for things like that.
What?
Right?
So is that the plan you guys are going with?
The dangling plan?
Yeah.
I think that's a
No.
terrible plan.
That's a terrible.
It's the only plan you guys have come up with, and you started responding to each other, so...
Okay, so we were flying, right? And then we saw some stuff like wiggling around underground, right?
Right.
Can't we just shoot it?
Yeah, you can try. You have no idea how far this thing is underground.
Let's just shoot it
Maybe
and see what
someone
happens.
stops moving.
Maybe shooting the ground will cause it to come up.
Maybe.
What's the worst that could happen? Just shoot it.
Oh, come
Is that the
on.
plan then?
Yeah, shoot it.
What's the worst that could possibly happen? It never, ever ends well.
Yeah, those are like the worst words ever in existence.
So
Especially for any of my characters, it never ends well.
I say it at work all the time. It's still fine. I don't have HIV at all.
Yeah. To make it more relevant to people, he's a microbiologist and tests people's blood for diseases.
Molecular, but yeah.
Did I not say molecular biologist? No, I said microbiologist.
Anyway,
So fancy.
yeah.
Okay,
so
so-
let's shoot it.
Okay, you guys have a medium transport, which is on 140. It is not the one in the book has not been modified. Yours has been, but you have a light laser on it. Is what it says. So, you guys just who's firing? Who's shooting?
Oh, me, I guess.
Okay. I'm not even going to make you roll. You're just shooting in a mound in the ground. It's not whatever is making the mud trails is not really visible. Then it's not really paying attention. So you can take your shot, and it impacts as the thing is tunneling along. It impacts right on top of the mound. Roll me 2d6.
That needs to be stylized in like more head color.
Andrea, I can hear your whispering.
He's talking to you. He's talking to me. He's talking to you.
I was talking to you. Hi,
Nicholas.
That's really creepy. Don't do that.
Yeah, it was like up, you know.
Yeah. This is like live streaming on the internet, right? Like we have legitimate, actual viewers. Guest appearance from author Andrea Pearson.
My readers would totally appreciate it.
I bet they would, because they're all as twisted as you are. All right. Roll the 2d6 damage. I don't think you heard that.
Roll damage, you said?
Yes, 2d6. 2d6.
Well, 4.
Well, it's Starship scale, so you wouldn't take 4 damage. You would take like 4,000. You know, not really, I don't remember what the multiplier is. It would be a significant amount, and you would die. Okay, so your shot hits the top of this mound, and it shoots mud and dirt into the air as it vaporizes. There's this nice crystally bits as it turns, bits of this mud into glass, and you do not see the trail continue any further.
Oh,
We went.
cool.
So you're currently airborne. What do you wish to do?
Well,
Send someone down to investigate. I say the xenobiologists.
Great. You guys really gonna make me go down there by myself?
Yes, we are. Now get going.
I love it. The only lady on the crew. You're like, get out of it. Just go. You go look. Asps, very dangerous.
You can take my
Yeah,
blast.
see you guys. She doesn't have one of her own.
I got one.
Oh, give me that.
Can I dual wield them?
Do.
Alright, I guess you guys.
I'm gonna
okay.
modify your blaster. Give it here.
I don't trust you for a minute.
I'm gonna give it extra kick.
Or break it.
That's not really possible with my skill.
Which one?
The one that lets me modify weapons and stuff to give it extra damage. Right here, field modification.
Does it tell you how long it's going to take, though?
Just 1 round.
Really? That's really fast. 10 seconds. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
It's called field modification. I can force a weapon to operate at better than normal, spending 1 round modifying a laser pistol, laser rifle, or star sword. Increase the damage of the weapon by 2 points. However, at the end of the encounter, the wielder must make a saving throw, or the item fizzles out in an explosion of sparks and fire, inflicting 1 to 6 points of damage on the wielder.
Yeah, forget it.
That's awesome. She's like, oh, break it. And you're like, it's not going to happen with my skill. Well, it's not really dependent on you, is it? All right. So you're going to go down and poke around at this? Okay, so you guys set the ship down. And
Explosive.
and Khajiit descends the ramp, and that heat from the middle of the day slams you in the face, and the instant, if you were, had normal person biology instead of a cat, you would feel the humidity just drench you in sweat. But it does mat your fur down as you get out to take a look at this hole in the ground that you guys have created.
All right, I cautiously approach.
Okay, you slink your way nice and cat-like to the side of this crater, and you do see within the crater. Hold on a second, I need to cough some more. Ooh, I probably should have muted that. You see within the crater, other than the glass sides from the superheated laser bolt as it hit, there does appear to be some area that looks like it's thicker glass at one point, and another area that also looks like it's thicker glass. You don't notice any bits of insect from what you have recognized from your previous examinations within this conical impression.
Interesting. What the two thicker bits of glass be?
2 thicker bits of glass.
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't have brought it up if it wasn't important.
Reinforced construction, maybe. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. You're the xenomyologist.
I was looking at glass.
Yeah.
It's not biology.
I just mess with stuff.
Well, I guess I'll wave at
He
the
knows
ship
enough to be
and
dangerous.
convince the others to come out. I'm going to wander out a bit farther.
Okay. Are you going to continue to be stealthy, or are you going to try to make more noise?
No, I'd rather be stealthy.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing? Just
Summon them.
Yeah, if you guys were out here with me, that wouldn't be a problem. But you guys are all chickens.
Yeah, so.
What's a chicken?
I know.
Is it fixable?
okay. So as you continue to walk out into this area, you do start to feel a kind of rumble underneath your feet. And hold on. And a spout of liquid seems to kind of start to bubble up through the floor, kind of around you in various areas, and it begins to turn into small geysers that just kind of spout periodically around just the space of where you are. Man, my brain is not working on description zones. So they're not under your feet, so you don't have to dodge them, but they are kind of spread out around you, and they're not hot because you have them kind of, the wind kind of brings them around. But they do appear and seem different than the other geysers that you've been around before on this planet.
Yeah.
What's it smell like?
Smells like a sulfury stink.
I wouldn't know. I'm a Duros. I don't have a nose.
Not a visible one.
Did you guys say there were geysers before when the bugs popped up?
Yep.
It rings a bell.
Sorry, I wasn't there. I'm gonna start backing up towards the ship just in case. Why'd you guys send me out by myself?
Because you're the xenobiologist and you know it.
Terrible.
He can get mud on his boots.
Everybody must get mud on their boots in our
Well,
ship.
I'm backing up towards the ship and
Okay.
watching out for those geysers.
I'd run back towards the ship.
And, well, we need to mend the gun on the transport.
Okay, well, as you turn back to the ship, you see the backs of two of these creatures start to rise up out of the mud. And a few more geysers seem to be coming up onto your position through these mud trails that you guys were shooting at previously.
See, my plan totally worked.
And I need everybody to roll initiative.
I don't wanna.
What am I rolling? A d6?
Yeah, just roll a d6.
3.
Okay.
Problem.
Wait, when does this apply here?
Environmental hazards, so like fire jets and stuff.
Let me look at my paper.
Because you, what was your armor class?
13.
Okay.
Yours is higher than mine. Why are you complaining about being out there?
Oh, here, you can roll.
Alright, my initiative roll, here it is.
Use the
5.
best. No.
Roll the 5.
Okay. Nolan, what'd you get?
It's the burden of leadership.
Okay. Khajiit, armor class? Or not armor class. I already asked you that. Initiative.
3.
Nils?
4.
4. Dirk gets a 6. Okra, you need to roll me again.
Again?
Break a tie. To break a tie.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. Okay. All right. So here is how it's going to go. Dirk is going to go first, and then there will be a bug. Then it will be the rest of you, and then the rest of the bugs. Okay. So as Khajiit comes running back, bounding in her stealthy cat-like form, Dirk just goes, "Uh-oh," and runs out the back of the ship, and that's his turn. And the first bug, who is moving faster than Khajiit, catches up to her and takes a swipe with a bite attack. As it comes up, tries to hit you with its chelicera. Catches you on your what?
Good use of vocab.
Yeah. It works sometimes, this thing up here. What was that? That one. There you go. It catches your foot as you're running. Actually, what does it catch? Because I can use my fancy big die. It doesn't. It catches your abdomen. So gets you in the back. Gets you in the back is running away for 2. That makes it Okra's turn.
Okay.
What was my how much damage did I get?
2.
2. Okay, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to Let's see. Where am I?
You're on the ship.
Am I on the ship?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, everybody needs to run off the ship except for Nils, who is in a gunner position.
All right.
If they want to engage this thing anyway.
Well, I'm going to take cover at the ship's doorway so I can point my gun in the direction of the bugs.
Okay. You do have a laser rifle, so it's, I mean, your pistol, so it kind of does go a distance. She's not super far away from you guys. It's not like she walked hundreds of feet away.
Okay.
But it'll take you your whole turn to get down through the ship and to kind of take position. So that's your turn. Nils.
I shoot one of them with a laser cannon.
Okay.
That's
You
what
will
I'm
need to D20.
I got another 19.
Why do you look so sad about it?
And I don't know. I thought I didn't roll for a second, but I had that registered. I have an electronic one, so I had two of them. So there you go.
There you go. Okay. You definitely hit with the laser cannons. All right. I'm going to make you roll. Shoot a bug. You lost it to pieces. It explodes into fiery doom.
Hey, fiery doom.
Yeah, fiery doom. Yay. And that makes it Khajiit's turn.
I'm going to take a shot at the bug that whacked me. Or bit me, or whatever it did.
It did bite you.
Yeah, roll a d20.
11.
11. All right, as you attempt to break free of its mandibles, you can't seem to kind of break off of that pinch. And as you try to shoot behind you, it seems to kind of bounce off of its hide. And you do no damage. Okay, that makes it the bug's turn. So we've got those two bugs are still coming, and that one got exploded. So that brings it back to Dirk's turn, who will use his laser rifle and take aim at one of the bugs that are off in the distance. And he will... Man, even when he's not here, his character can't shoot anything. It'll shoot just wide as the other two bugs are coming up. He just goes, dang it! And that makes it the bug's turn. That is currently attacking Khajiit. And it'll start to shake its head and jostle you for another 2 points of damage. As it's kind of ragdoll physicsing you at the moment.
Quick question.
Yeah.
How do we look up how many hit points we start off with? Because I never found that.
It should be in a column. It says HD, which is hit dice, and they're always 1d6.
Always 1d6?
Well, it's always a d6, your hit dice, and you're generally first level, so everybody's pretty much at 1d6.
I'm having.
How does that work?
So,
Does that mean we start with the whole d6 or what? Like value
we'll say
or?
sure, and then we'll roll from there.
Okay, because
we never really previously established that, so we'll give everybody 6 hit points. Woo! Could be worse. Could be first edition in a wizard. It's 4 hit points, unless you roll really bad, and then it's 1 hit point. Because I've had that happen before. That sucks. 1 hit point is awful. Like, stub your toe on a rock and you die as a wizard. It's awful. Okay, so Khajiit is looking in rough shape. And that makes it Okra's turn.
All right. So I'm going to shoot with my pistol.
Okay. Which one are you shooting?
No, that's not good. I rolled a 7.
No, that's not good. So it doesn't really matter which one you're shooting at. So you just take a shot, you're like, eek! And premature. It was premature. Premature firing. That's not good. That is now Nils' turn.
Would it be bad if I tried to shoot at the one that had the ragdoll?
Are you going to try? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would that be bad?
Only if you hit her.
I got a 16.
Okay. Your blast stays true, but you're trying to be kind, so you aim kind of a little bit below, so that the mud vapor, and all that kind of shrapnels into the bug monster instead of your crewmate. But you still do your normal amount of damage. What was that?
7.
7? Okay, well, yeah, you definitely vaporize it. All the mud and the rock and the minerals around just kind of tear the thing's carapace apart from underneath. However, some of it does blow up into Khajiit, and she takes an extra point of damage because you just fired a laser cannon at the ground where she is pretty much at. So there's no way she would take any kind of splash damage from that. However, she's free of her monster captor and is able to continue running and hopefully not dying. So there's that one. And that makes it Khajiit's turn.
Okay, she's going to keep running to the ship.
Okay. She will have one more turn of full-on running, and then she will reach the ramp. So these other 2 bugs are still coming on full steam, and they have caught up to her, and that is a miss. And ooh, lucky her, that is also a miss. And that makes it Dirk's turn. So Dirk will curse and swear under his breath. So he doesn't seem to be hitting anything, except this time he gets a natural 20. Which doesn't really mean anything in these editions. With his laser rifle. And bugs saws 1 in half. And it drops with its steaming carapace and its innards leaking out onto the muddy ground. And that makes it Okra's turn.
Okay, I'm going to shoot.
Okay.
That sucks. Natural 1.
That does suck. Roll me a saving throw.
Okay. I passed the saving throw, 18.
This right here.
Okay, you start to hear your blaster pistol make funny noises, and you toss it away just in time before it explodes in your hand. But you are now weaponless.
That's okay.
That's what you get for tampering with it. That makes it Okra. Nils.
Yes.
'Tis your go. Yes.
Okay. I shoot at one of the bugs.
He's walking his wife off, or talking his wife off the ledge.
Yes. I got a 6. I missed. I see.
Walking his wife off the ledge. Must have some really nice insurance. No, honey, it'll be okay. It's just a couple stories. take that as a double entendre. Okay. Okay. 6 is a miss, yes. Shot goes, or your turbo laser, whatever. And that is Khajiit's turn.
She's just going to keep running. She has 1 hit point left. She's pretty desperate to get away.
Yeah. All right, so at this point, she manages to run into the ship, to board the ramp, but with the creature pretty much point blank right in front of the ship. It hasn't quite boarded the ship yet, but it's right there. And it is going to attack, or attempt to attack the captain, Dirk, and it will not, which makes it his turn. Dirk, that is. So Dirk will fire and also miss because, for whatever reason, he can't seem to hit anything ever. And that is Okra's turn. But you have no pistol. So what do you intend to do?
We have a shovel inside a spaceship.
You have stuff there, yeah. But you also have a wounded and bleeding teammate.
Has she made it back safely?
Yeah, I said that. She boarded the ramp. Ran between the two of you guys as you were standing there trying to do your thing and ward off the beasts.
Okay. Let's see. There's still a bug chasing her, right?
Yes, it's at the bottom of the ramp, kind of a little bit of the ways from the ship, so the turbo laser can still shoot at it. May not necessarily be the greatest idea right now, but it has the ability to do so, but it's still within range to try and bite you guys.
Okay. I'm going to grab a shovel.
Okay. So quickly run up the ramp, grab your little shovel.
Let's see. Can we treat this like a mono axe?
That's one heck of a shovel.
Yeah. It's not a laser shovel.
I could probably rig it up later so it is one.
Oh, well, that's later, not now.
Yeah. I'm going to grab the shovel, treat it like an axe. And I'm going to go at the bug at the bottom of the ramp.
Sure.
Okay. So I might actually be able to take advantage of my strength this time.
No.
Okay. Attack roll. Combined total of 17.
Woo! You will take it to that thing with this improvised axe.
Yes.
However, you are going to get a -1 because it is an improvised axe to your damage.
Okay.
As in 1d6 -1, minimum of 1.
Right.
I get the net work.
Okay, hold on.
The whole thing is 1d6 plus 1.
So she goes like this.
Okay, so it's a d6 plus 1 instead of a d6 plus 2.
I go to bed. But
What are you looking at?
The mono axe.
Yeah, I said no. It was a battle axe, if anything, because it's a shovel, which is a d6 plus 1. But I said because it's an improvised weapon, it's not, a shovel with an axe.
Okay.
It's 1d6 -1, minimum of 1.
Now I can apply my strength bonus to the attack roll, right?
If you have high enough strength, yes.
Yeah, because my strength is 15. That gives me a +1 bonus.
Sure.
Okay. I'll go ahead and attack. Right? Or wait. My attack was 16, right? 17.
Yeah,
But
you
I'm
hit
just...
it.
Okay, so now I'm just...
brother damage.
Okay. So this d6 -1, right, is the roll?
Yes, like I said,
Plus
minimum
my
of 1.
strength. So plus my strength bonus.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So if that's the case, then it just negates each other, and I just roll d6. The roll is a 4.
That's fine. Okay. So you do 4 points of damage. You manage to crack into its bug hide with your mad strength as you're defending your teammate, and its ooze starts to trickle out, and it's brightly green colored fluid.
Tasty.
Delicacy.
I don't know, maybe you should. I know, right? Maybe you should cook it up later, like crabs.
I could probably use it for fuel.
Okay. Zorkra, that makes it Nils' turn.
Are we clear to leave?
Well, there is a bug on the bottom of the ramp I'm trying to squish. You can help me if you want.
Well, if I were to fly, would it fall out?
You don't know.
I just tell everyone to hold on, and then I start flying.
All teammates are aboard, yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get off the ground.
Okay, so you do a hard lift off.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. So as you pull up and you try to raise the ramp, the bug actually kind of scrambles onto the edge of it a little bit more. He safely makes it onto the edge of the ramp as you guys try and close it. Its back legs are caught, but it is still on your ship trying to attack your teammates.
Namely me.
They need to get through the airlock.
Do what?
They need to get through the airlock of the cargo hold into the regular ship. My teammates.
Was there a way we can secure the ramp? Maybe cut the bug in half?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah. If you guys get a good enough hit on it, yeah. But that, let's see, is
Because I'm pretty much over here.
It's Khajiit's turn, and she's probably not going to likely do anything except lay there and pant.
Yeah, she's going to back away
That
from
didn't
them.
come out right. Yeah. Okay, so she's going to take her turn that way, and this last bug is going to take a swipe at at Okra, because it just axe handled him. But because he's stuck in the whoa, it's totally see this. My brain is just so not with me today. On the walkway, the ramp. There we go. Jeez, criminy. Because its back legs are kind of stuck. They can't really reach you very well. So its strike goes a bit wide. It's Dirk's turn, who will try and shoot it with his laser rifle, and will miss. Unfortunately, because he's trying not to get hit by this thing, so he kind of shoots wide in his own ship. Boom! Puts a hole in another piece. Something explodes in the back of the ship, and he just goes, "Yeah, suck!"
You can barely notice at this point.
That is now Okra's turn.
Okay, so I'm going to attack again.
Okay.
Die, scum! 17 again.
Okay. You'll connect with your improvised axe.
Okay. Roll for damage. 4 again.
Okay. You'll jam your shovel into that spot that it attacked before, and you're just wedging it from side to side and just cracking its shell open. And it just keeps spilling out this green ichor all over. But it is still alive.
Why won't you die? Oh, wait. It's a cockroach.
Yeah. But that makes it Nils' turn. Nils.
I'll close the hatch door.
It has been. It's kind of stuck on the...
Has been. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just keep flying.
Yeah.
I'm literally beating.
That makes it Khajiit's turn.
What?
It's Khajiit's turn.
You're on the ship. You're behind me. So what's going on is my character is up against the ramp, which is closed and pinched the bug in half. The ramp is not completely closed all the way, and it's swiping at me, and I'm beating it with a shovel, and you're behind me trying to get to safety, and you're basically bloodied. What do you do now?
Can I shoot it from a bit back?
You're gonna have
You
to. 'Cause
can.
my gun blew up. I've rolled a nat 1. The gun blew up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna shoot it while standing a bit back.
And bleeding out.
She's got 1 hit point left. She's still all right.
Okay.
Shoot at it. Shoot it.
I suck. I rolled an 8.
Nice. Okay, well, your shot impacts on the back of the ramp, but it doesn't do any other real damage to your ship. So, okay, that makes it the bug's turn, and it is going to continue to take swipes at Okra, who's attacking it with the shovel. Of all things, take that. And it's so distracted by you kind of prying open its exoskeleton that it misses its hit.
Ah, yeah.
Makes it Dirk's turn, who once again will kind of settle down his laser rifle, try to shoot the thing again. Ooh, and actually hits it this time. 18. And manages to catch it kind of in between its shoulder and its head as it's wiggling around and moves, and it just slumps down. But you've got this body here, and it's the air is starting to suck out as you guys are going to a higher altitude. So I actually need to make everybody on the ramp needs to make me a saving throw, which is Okra, Khajiit, and Dirk. Ooh, Dirk works a natural 20, so he's totally fine.
Well, I totally failed that saving throw because it's a nat 1 again.
Oh, terrible.
I rolled a 17, so I hope I'm good.
Hooray for random number generators.
Okay, so you don't even have time enough to like celebrate your victory by shovel over this thing as it slumps, and the wind that has been whipping through this ramp has kind of unbalanced you, and when it kind of hits the deck, kind of makes you jump a little bit, and you lose your footing, and you actually get sucked out of your ship on the ramp and fall. And you take falling damage. We'll say, let's see, there's 5 points of falling damage as you hit the pavement. Boom, 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 and do what?
It's mud, not pavement.
Well, yes. I was being facetious. He hits the mud. There you go. Yes, the mud flat, and he still buckles underneath his weight and falling out of the ship. Sure, it's somewhat of a soft landing, but he's still in rough shape as he takes, said 5 points of damage from his rapid descent out of this ramp. And we will end the play session there tonight. With 2 half-dead team members, and
one who's not even
taken
on
out
the ship anymore.
Yeah, one gets sucked out of the ramp.
I just have to say, this plan worked out just fine.
Everybody's still alive. Nobody died.
And we got like 3 of them, right?
4.
4 of them. How many did we need?
5.
We need 5.
We're so close, dudes.
You are
Nobody
so
did.
close to
Turn around and fly the last one with the engines and pick me up.
Yes, I will do that next session.
Okay, so what did we think so far about the White Star game and setting or system? And are we playing in the setting? There is a setting presented in the book.
Than the Star Wars one was.
Yeah, the D6 Star Wars was kind of confusing. I like how simple this system is.
I agree. I thought the D6 was fine. There's just a lot more to manage on a character sheet. But it was organized easier than this book was. Maybe? I don't know.
No, I agree. I mean, I really love the D6 version of the game, and I like dice pools, but there is more to manage because of it. And the way that the skills are set up is that way. And like Starship Combat is like, I mean, it's not horrendously complicated per se, but it had been a long time since I played that, so I didn't run it very well. But it is definitely harder than this, and I think most of us have more experience with D20 based games, especially on this show. We've done almost nothing but D20 based games, so we understand the system quite a bit better. So when they break it down to simple terms like what we're playing with here, it makes the game go by quicker, I think, because we're not trying to figure out a bunch of new rules, how a brand new foreign system works. We're like, okay, D20, add a couple of things, we're good to go. So at least as far as that's concerned, I think we're more adept at being able to handle that. But I do personally like the simplicity of White Star as well. It's got a ton of really fun options. The Galaxy Edition has a lot of really cool stuff in it to customize your characters, which if you guys didn't do that yet, I highly suggest you go back and do, because it'll fiddle with your characters a bit more. So go ahead and do that if you haven't done it already. So for the next time we have completely completed characters and that everything's all hunky-dory, and we'll see who dies and who doesn't, because 2 of you guys are down to 1 hit point, and that's not great. But no, I like the system. I love the one book games. I mean, you got everything you need in it. It's really quick. It's really fun. Character creation is a snap. It's a breeze, and you guys can get started and playing really quick. I mean, Tim was still completing his character when I signed on, and it was done lickety-split. It doesn't take forever to get things done and converted and rolling. And I like all the different options that you have to play in the game itself, especially the Galaxy Edition. There's just so much in it for you to be able to do, and it's a really good universal sci-fi game. So there you have it. Thanks for joining us, those who showed up to watch as we live streamed, and those who will watch it later. Thanks a bunch. We appreciate your views and your patronage, your subscriptions to our channel. If you like what we're doing, please hit that like button on this video and subscribe to our channel. We try to play on the first Saturday of every month. Doesn't always work, especially lately. We've all been sick and crap has been happening. But we try to play once a month to test out games for people so they can see how it works at the table. We'll check out our other show, the Game Reviews in 5 minutes or less, so you can see just a quick breakdown of some games. I don't think we've done White Star yet on that one, but it's on the list of things to do. We have done other games by Barrel Rider Games, Hero's Journey, for example, which is a fantastic game and was actually up to win an award. So check out James Spahn's work. He does fantastic stuff. Thanks for joining. Please, if you are really enjoying what we do, what we produce, as well as the maps and things on the side that we do, please donate to our Ko-Fi so that we can continue getting the materials that we need to be able to produce things for you guys. So thanks for watching, and have a good night. And as always, happy gaming.